This Thursday, I had a member of the analysis community, whether they want to admit it or not, handcraft a love letter piece by piece, bit by bit, to piss me off.
There's actually an extremely seedy underbelly of the analysis community that few people talk about, the Rift. It's a loose cluster of sub 5,000 channels trying to get more recognition for analysis to be closer to the likes of Silverquill, KP, Dr. Wolf, and myself. However, there's this overwhelming attitude of entitlement within them, believing that they deserve views without putting in the same level of work. However, when you look at their work, it's poorly shot, poorly edited, poorly recorded, and poorly written. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect writ large, where their perceived skills and abilities far outweigh their actual skills and abilities.
Now, some of you might assume I have a series to respond to this sort of thing. And some of you would argue this is the last place to put this. Stay tuned. It is my fault, not my editor's fault. It's all mine that the next Analysis Daily video is late. 2. When someone has clearly tried to nettle me so obviously and reached levels of try-hard that belong on Suicide Squad for being so obvious and painful, it's the right time and place for no quarter. So this is happening here, and I assure you, this has nothing to do to prevent with subscriber burn on my main channel. And to show you that there are no hard feelings in the future, if you wish to vote for Lily Peet from now on, you're now allowed to once again. See you soon.
Noteworthy in any way, chances are one of these vindictive crackpots is trying to tear you off a pedestal they imagine you've put yourself on. You want a prime example of this? Very recently, I Love Kim Possible a Lot was thoroughly targeted by the likes of The Rift, Horse News, and other sniveling tabloid wannabes based on anonymous leaks that she was treating her production team poorly with
bullshit. I legitimately stopped, took a step back, and asked myself, do I hate fun? Because it's pretty clear that this show has no real intentions of being anything other than fun, and yet I'm not having any fun, and I hate this.
Now, there's actually a lot to unpack in a story like that, and a lot of thoughtful discussions to be had about how KP produces content as a whole. Why does an unmonetized YouTube channel need to be constantly churning out content? Why do 5-minute weekly reviews need an entire team behind them? Why is there a non-disclosure agreement? Why are the upload schedule and deadline so strict? Why is the channel unmonetized at all when it has employees who could probably get over a lot of this if they were having some money thrown their way?
Later into the show, there was a specific moment when I realized entirely why this show was not fun. It was during a scene wherein all of the main characters were being dragged into performing a school play by the head of the drama club, and where at some point it was revealed that the standoffish loner character, who had never been made an official member of the group, was also there for literally no reason. At least in the context of the narrative. The meta reason for why this character had to be there is that it would theoretically be fun to have the entire primary cast participating in this play. But what I realized in this moment is that the prospect of having this character around meant nothing to me. I did not care about this character at all. She had never done anything cool, she didn't have an interesting personality or backstory, and she overall left very little impression on me. The idea that having her play a part in this school play would somehow make the episode more fun was totally lost on me, because I didn't give a shit.
And these questions all became magnified when KP released her own apology video stating that she was completely unaware of these issues, implying that her production team had either never mentioned anything to her or mentioned it in a flimsy and weak-handed way. This is not something I'm unfamiliar with. Josh once complained to me directly that the Analysis Anarchy team was having issues with KP, not wanting to contribute to the writing. When I asked what had happened when they confronted KP with this issue, he told me they hadn't. Now that right there was the problem. They had a concern, and they weren't speaking up about it, so it went completely unaddressed.
Fun is not something that you get to have without trying. Fun has to be earned. You don't get to have fun by sitting around on the couch doing nothing. To have fun, you have to do something. And likewise, if you want to make others have fun, then you have to work for it. You can't just dangle keys in front of someone's face and expect them to be entertained if they're over the age of 1, because they've seen that shit before and they've got standards.